Alright guys, we have rogue planets everywhere. They're all over our galaxy, the Milky Way. So we're going to talk about a recent discovery. 70 rogue planets discovered. But first of all, let's wind back and talk about rogue planets in general. What is a rogue planet? So a rogue planet is an interstellar object of planetary mass and without a host planetary system. Now, host planetary system basically means a star system. So these rogue planets do not have a star that they orbit around. Like the planets that we all know, Earth and Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, all of them, they all revolve around our sun. But these rogue planets are just wandering around in space all by themselves. They don't have a star that they orbit around. Now I want to talk about the actual word rogue planet. So where does the term rogue planet come from? So here's a definition of rogue: a dishonest, knavish person, scoundrel, a playfully mischievous person, scamp, tramp or vagabond, a rogue elephant or other animal of similar disposition. So a rogue elephant means a vicious elephant that has been exiled from the herd. So this idea of being exiled, this is important because that's probably where they came up with this term. In biology, it also means an inferior organism, especially a plant, varying markedly from the normal. Rogue planet also refers to a novel, a Star Wars novel, an episode of Star Trek Enterprise, a comic from back in the 50s. So the term rogue planet has been around for a while. So all these things combined has probably led to the term rogue planet. Now it's also called a free-floating planet, interstellar, nomad, orphan, sunless, starless, unbound, wandering planet. I don't know which one I like the best. Rogue planet is good, so I guess we'll stick to that. So let's go back to this discovery. 70 rogue planets discovered. So this happened December 24th, 2021. This is when this article was written. So it was Nouria Mire Roig, an astronomer at the Laboratoire d'Astrophysique de Bordeaux. That's my French accent right there. So we did not know how many to expect and are excited to have found so many, she said. Planets still give off enough heat to glow millions of light years after their creation, making them visible to powerful telescopes. So this is how they discovered these 70 rogue planets. They gave off heat. We measured the tiny motions, the colors and luminosities of tens of millions of sources in a large area of the sky, she explained. These measurements allowed us to securely identify the faintest objects in the region, the rogue planets. So they were able to detect heat from these planets. So even though they're probably really cold, they're still above absolute zero. So there's a temperature difference between the planets and the space around them. So where did these rogue planets come from? It is hypothesized that they are generated from the collapse of gas clouds too small to create stars, but they could also have been ejected from a parent system. So these are the two hypotheses that they have about rogue planets. They were either kicked out of a star system, or they just got created by themselves through gas that was far away from other gases that couldn't form a star. And there was enough gas to form planets, but not stars. So here's another article about the recent discovery, and it's in a patch of space about 420 light years from Earth. And here's a picture of these 70 potential planets with the red rings around where they think they are. And so these worlds are considerably harder to find. Astronomers have generally relied upon a technique called gravitational microlensing, which involves watching foreground objects move. So I'll be talking a bit more about gravitational microlensing in a couple of minutes, but this is not how they discovered these 70 planets. Mire Roig and her team, they analysed 20 years worth of imagery and other data collected by a variety of telescopes. So again, they used the heat from these planets rather than this gravitational microlensing. Now, let's talk about this gravitational microlensing because we have the NASA Roman Space Telescope, which will hopefully find more of these rogue planets. So gravitational lensing is an observational effect that occurs because the presence of mass warps the fabric of space-time. The effect is extreme around very massive objects like black holes and entire galaxies. Even solitary planets cause a detectable degree of warping called microlensing. So here is a a video showing how it works. So you have the rogue planet warping the space around it. And the animation shows how gravitational microlensing can reveal island worlds. When an unseen rogue planet passes in front of a more distant star from our vantage point, light from the star bends as it passes through the warped space-time around the planet. The planet acts as a cosmic magnifying glass, amplifying the brightness of the background star. So that's how this gravitational microlensing works. And this telescope plans to find more of these rogue planets. So here's the mission. The Roman Space Telescope is a NASA observatory designed to unravel the secrets of dark energy and dark matter, search for and image exoplanets, and explore many topics in infrared astrophysics. So this telescope hasn't launched yet. It's scheduled to launch no later than May 2027. So we have to wait a few more years for this one to launch. But this is an exciting discovery we've had recently using a different method. So how many rogue planets are out there? Some scientists estimate that we could have billions to trillions of rogue planets. I think this is a reasonable estimate. There's at least 200 billion stars. At least they think they are now. I did a video about this before, talking about how many stars are in the Milky Way. And in that video, I demonstrated how little astronomers actually know right now. Space discovery is still in its infancy. We still know so little about the universe, but it is very possible that there are billions to trillions of these rogue planets just in our Milky Way. And of course, our Milky Way is just one of billions and billions of galaxies. Interstellar planets generate little heat and are not heated by a star. However, in 1998, David J. Stevenson theorized that some planet-sized objects adrift in interstellar space might sustain a thick atmosphere that would not freeze out. So this is really exciting that these planets, even though they don't have a star to heat it up, they might be generating heat by themselves. That leaves open like huge possibilities. Maybe these planets have life. Who knows? So here's a list of known or possible rogue planets. So the first one was discovered in 1998. And since then, we've had like a trickle of discoveries. 2000, 2002, 04, 06, 10. And this recent discovery at the end of 2021, this is like the biggest discovery so far, because there could be like 70. And like this article was saying, the known population of nomadic rogues just went up by nearly a factor of 2. So this is a huge discovery. So I want to return to our own solar system, because we could end up having rogue planets of our own in billions of years, because the sun is eventually going to die, and some of the planets in our solar system may end up being rogue planets. So let's have a look here. Entire planets will be consumed, and long icy worlds will finally enjoy their day in the sun. So this is talking about when the sun eventually dies, it's going to expand. Now, it's going to be bad news for Earth, because Earth is going to get swallowed up like the other inner planets, Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. But for the outer planets, the gas giants, they may survive the sun's death. And any humans left around might find refuge on Pluto. So that's interesting. Pluto, people might flee to Pluto if humans are still around. Pluto might be habitable. And here it just goes through the inner planets. Basically, they all get vaporized. And even Mars, the furthest of the inner planets. Now, Mars may escape the sun's actual reach. It's kind of at the borderline. But Mars will still probably get vaporized. Now, they talk about the gas giant planets. Our star will also vaporize Saturn's beloved rings, which are made of ice. The same fate likely awaits today's icy ocean worlds like Jupiter's moon Europa and Saturn's Enceladus, whose thick blankets of ice would be lost to the void. So it's saying that these ice moons will warm up, but it looks like the outer planets themselves will survive. They won't be vaporized by the sun, and it talks more about how they may be habitable, some of the moons and so on. Now, in this article, in futurism, well, they're looking long into the future here. Well, here's a diagram showing you what's going to happen. The sun is going to expand, and you can see in this second diagram, it's going to swallow up the Earth. Mercury and Venus are totally gone. Earth is probably going to get vaporized, and even Mars here is going to get swallowed up here in this diagram. So the sun will actually lose mass. So here's like 0.9 solar masses, and here's 0.8. So it's going to lose mass, but it is going to expand. So it's going to get super hot. It's going to swallow up the inner planets. Now the outer planets, those are located beyond the orbit of Mars, might have another fate. So this is predicting what may happen to the outer planets. Orbits that slowly expand as the mass interior to their orbits is shed. So the orbits may expand outwards, and some stars will migrate and interact with other planets in the system in a way similar to past behaviors, generally when the solar system was much younger. So any close interactions could cause the planets and moons to collide, either sending them into looping elliptical orbits or flinging them out of the system entirely, like a rogue planet. So here, this could be the fate of the outer planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, because Pluto is a planet as far as I'm concerned. They could become rogue planets. So our solar system could produce 5 rogue planets when the sun finally dies. So here's a video of an artist's interpretation of a rogue planet. So our solar system could produce 5 of these. The outer planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, this could be their fate. I mean, it's a fate that's better than the inner planets. The inner planets are going to get destroyed by the sun, but the outer planets could be wandering off into interstellar space for billions and billions of years to come. So who knows? It's going to be a brighter long-term future for the outer planets. So there you go, guys. Rogue planets. It's pretty exciting stuff that there's like these planets just wandering around by themselves without a star. So let me know what you think. If you like astronomy, subscribe, because I'm going to be doing a lot more astronomy videos in the future. So that's it for now. See you guys later.